Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name's Allie and today I'm going to be telling you some story times. Basically I'm going to be talking about all the car crashes that I've gotten into, or like the biggest one. If you've never ridden with me in a car, you wouldn't know. I'm not very good at driving, and you know, it's just one of my strong suits. But yeah, it's mostly like I just don't pay attention to like anything, so driving is just like not my speed. I will avoid driving as much as I can. Like if I'm with my other friends, beg them to drive. I'm like, please, I don't want to drive, because it's better for everybody.
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you never be lonely.
I'm gonna try to tell you guys 3 stories today. I'm gonna start off with when I hit somebody else. Yeah. So at the time I was dating this guy, and he just like, I don't like talk bad about anybody, but he was kind of like crazy, and he would like randomly get mad at me for no reason, like literally no reason. We'd be completely fine, and then 2 minutes later he'd be like,
I fucking hate you, like get the fuck out of my face, like
he had problems. Anyways, yeah, so he was getting back from vacation and I had to go pick him up from the airport because I'm just so sweet. And I was actually picking up his friend from the airport too. I had to pick up his friend, and then we were both gonna go together to pick up him. So I'm on my way to go pick up his friend, and I'm texting, trying to like remember exactly like how it happened. I should have like thought about it all before I like sat down to film, but I'm just so excited. Okay, so I was really upset. I remember now. I was upset because he was in one of his moods where he like hated me. But he had been telling me all this stuff like right before he got on his flight, and then he was on his flight. So right now I couldn't talk to him, but I was like upset. I was crying. I was bawling my eyes out like while I was driving, which I'm already bad enough. Don't distract me. Yeah, so I'm like super upset, super distracted, and then his mom is texting me information about his flight. So I'm at a stoplight. I wasn't texting and driving, but I was texting while at a stoplight. I was trying to read this information. So as I'm like reading my phone and crying, and like my foot comes off of the brake, and it just like starts rolling, and so then it like taps the car in front of me. It did more like than tap, because like my car is still damaged from it. Like the whole like side of it is just like smashed in, but like I actually didn't do any damage to the other guy's car. It was only mine. I think I like scratched his paint or something. But yeah, so then obviously I flip out because I'm like, oh my god, I just hit somebody. And I think I was like 17 at the time too, and I was just very emotional. So when I hit his car, I felt so bad. I instantly started crying. Well, I was already crying. I started crying more. I hate myself. But yeah, so and then I rolled on my window, and I go to like put my head out so I can like be like, hey, do you want to pull into this gas station so that we're not blocking traffic, because there was a gas station right next to us. But I hit my hand on my window, and he saw it. It was really embarrassing, but that wasn't the point. So I'm like, hey, like, can we like pull in? And he's like, yeah. So we pull in, and the guy's like nice about it. It was like, oh, like, you know, were you like, was it an accident? And I was like, yeah, like, I'm really sorry, like don't worry, like I'm not gonna like go anywhere, like I'm gonna stay here, like we're gonna figure it out. And you know, like he's like chill, but like while we're there, he was like, yeah, like, you know, I'm gonna need to take a picture of your license plate, of like your license, and blah blah blah. And then he calls the cops, and he's like upset at the cops because they weren't doing like an incident report, because it was like civil or something, because I wasn't like I admitted fault, so like they weren't gonna like write a report or anything. And so he was like annoyed, and then so like we exchanged phone numbers, and he was like, yeah, like I'm just gonna have to call my insurance, and then like they'll call your insurance. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But we still exchanged numbers just in case. And so that's how that went. And like, you know, then I went and picked up both guys from the airport, and yeah, so my life went on. And then sorry, yeah, and then like the insurance did the whole thing. But there was like a couple days later, or like maybe like a week or so later, he was like texting me, but like the text woke me up, so I was still sleeping, so I didn't reply yet or something like that. And then he tried calling me, and so I answered, and it was bad service in the house. I was at my boyfriend's house, so I was like, what, and then like the call ended. And so then he started like flipping out on me because he called back, and he was like, you blocked my number, you blocked my number. And so like I had to run outside, and I was like in my pajamas, and like all the neighbors were outside, and I was like hysterically crying again because I was like, no, I didn't block your number, I didn't block your number. And he was like, well, then why aren't you answering my text, like blah. And I was like, if I blocked your number, I wouldn't be talking to you on the phone right now. It was very stressful. But yeah, so moral of the story for that one, don't be on your phone even if you're at a stoplight, because you never know. You could put your car in park when you're at stoplights so that you don't accidentally roll forward and hit cars. Date people that are nice to you and don't randomly start hating you for no reason for like days at a time. Just put it out there. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like stories aren't very like eventful when I tell them, but like to me, like they're eventful. I don't know. Hopefully you got something out of that. Yeah. Second story is not that bad. Well, I mean, it was bad for me, but it didn't affect anybody else. I was driving, and at the time it was a car that I had before this one, so it was like a white minivan, and I shared it with my siblings, so I feel bad. I like wrecked their car too. Yeah, so I live in Claremont, and I had driven to Melbourne, which is by Cocoa Beach. I was visiting my mom. Sorry, I'm getting stressed out thinking about this. So like I was driving and I was on the freeway, and all of a sudden like I was like going straight, and then I was like boom 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 boom, and I was like, well, what the fuck? So I was like, what's going on? And I started freaking out, and like the car was like shaking, and I look in my rear view mirror, like my side mirror, and I see like stuff going on like this, and I was like, what the fuck? And so I was freaking out, and so I think I called my mom or like my dad or like my stepmom or something, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, the car is shaking, there's stuff going everywhere, and then it started like
it was like really
bad. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pull over. And so I pulled over to the side of the highway. It was very scary. And yeah, and so basically like what had happened was like my tire like exploded, and then the shreds from the tire like went up, and it literally ripped the metal paneling like off of my car. So like the side of my car was like falling off, and like my tire was like all jacked up, and I was like so stressed, and I was like not knowing what to do. I didn't even know that's what happened though, like at the time, because I was like in my car crying. So I had to call my mom, and who like lives over there, and I was like, hey, like I don't know what to do. And then at first she wasn't gonna come because she had to go to a bridal shower for my aunt. Yeah. And so I like lost everything I was thinking about. But yeah, so she wasn't gonna come, so then I was crying even more, and then she was gonna send like my sister's boyfriend out to come help me, and like him and I, like I don't dislike him, but like we're not close at all, so like I was super uncomfortable with that. And my dad and my stepmom were all the way in Claremont, which is like an hour and a half. And I think I was still 17 at the time, yeah, because it was before the last story had even happened. So I was like super young, I was inexperienced in driving, like I had just gotten my license, like I didn't know what to do, so I was like freaking the frick out. But eventually my mom did come, and then she drove the car to like Lowe's, and I followed in her car. And so
like this everywhere.
we were driving like so slow because the speed limit was like 70. She had to go like 30 in it for like the paneling not to like fall completely off. Yeah, very stressful. And yeah, and then so we literally got like a bunch of duct tape, and like the guys from like Lowe's had to come out and help us like duct tape all the side of my car to the car itself. And then we also had somebody come and like change the tire before that happened. It was so stressful. I think that wasn't very like eventful like when I told it, but like I swear it was very like yeah, it was but yeah, so that happened. I'm trying to think of like a moral that you can like think of that, but check your tire pressure, because apparently that's something that you're supposed to do, but I did not know that at the time. Yeah, just like Chick-fil-A. Hashtag non-spawns. But yeah, so check your tire pressure, kids, because it really sucks when your tire explodes and then half of your car falls off. I really wish I had taken pictures of that, but I didn't because I didn't think I would be making a video about it. But yeah, it did total my car. I know that. And we had to get rid of the car. And then that's when I bought this car. Ooh. Yeah, so the third story video, it hasn't moved on. Yeah, so the third story is about a drunk driver smashing into my car. This story actually like makes me super mad because I just wish like I was meaner, I guess, or like not as nice, because I'm so nice to people and they take advantage of it, and it sucks really bad. But yeah, so I'm already gonna tell you the moral is like take care of yourself before you like take care of other people, because honestly like it's so draining. And anyways, so I was at that same boyfriend's house, and I was sleeping the night or whatever. I kind of like lived there. I don't know. I think at the time I like lived there. But yeah, so stayed the night, and then I woke up the next morning super early to go to work. I worked at like 6 that morning, probably like 6 or 6:30, and so I left like 40 minutes before I had to be there. So it was either 5:50 or 5:20 in the morning, so it was like completely dark. And it was like near like cold-ish time. Like I don't really remember like what month it was, but it was probably like around like December or so. And I go to like open my door, my driver's side door, and it like doesn't open. And I was like, what the fuck? It like literally opened this much, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I can't get in. So I either like had to crawl through like the passenger side, or like I like just pulled until like I could like, barely squeeze in, and I didn't know what happened. And so I drove to work, and it was still dark when I got to work, so I couldn't really even see the car. Like I had like shown my flashlight on it, and like I could like barely see like what happened. But during the daytime, what I saw was there was gray paint all over that side of the car. Now my car is red, so it was like rubbed gray paint, you know, like from when the car hit it. And then also like my front driver's side, like the part where like the door, like I guess the hinge or whatever, it was completely smashed in. Like literally, like my car looked like so shitty. Like, and I don't think I have pictures anymore because I've changed phones so many times since that happened. But it was so bad. Like I could barely open my door. It was so bad. And so instantly I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody hit my car. Like it was like a hit and run. Like what? Ugh. And so yeah, you know, like I get home from work that day and I'm talking to my boyfriend and his dad. I want to make it clear, when I say boyfriend, he's my ex-boyfriend now, but he was my boyfriend then, so I'm calling him my boyfriend in the story. But yeah, so we're like talking about what we're gonna do, like how are we gonna figure it out. Like it was in the middle of the night, and then, you know, we remember that the neighbors have security cameras, so I was gonna like ask to see theirs, and then I was also gonna drive around the neighborhood, see if anybody has like a gray car, you know. And then my boyfriend texts me, like it was like the next day or so or something like that, and he was like, I know who hit your car. And I was like, what the fuck, who? And he had this friend. We're gonna call his friend, I really want to say his real name because like he sucks like big time. Like I hate him. Like if you watch Friends, you know what that means. We're gonna call him Zeke. So he was like, it was my friend Zeke, and I was like, what do you mean? Like how do you know? And he was like, yeah, he like texted me, like I know what happened. I guess like he wanted to like hang out with him or something, or like they did hang out that night or something like that. And his friend Zeke was like super drunk, and he went and he even hit the garage, which we didn't even notice at the time. And then he rammed into my car, and it was like this huge thing. And yeah, but basically like his friend admitted to doing it. And so then he texted me, or I texted him, and I was like, dude, did you hit my car? And he was like, yeah, like I'm so sorry, like I'm gonna make this right, like blah blah blah. And my dad had told me, dude, you should report that to the police, like he's not gonna pay you back. And I was like, no, like we're friends with him, like it's fine. And then around this time, like right after, okay, so I know what time it was, like February or like very end of January when this happened, because not too long after that guy and I like broke up. I broke up with him, and so I was still wanting this guy to pay me back, obviously. Like he broke my freaking car, you know. And then even after like the guy and I broke up, I started like get the cops involved because like I trusted him, you know. He like asked me multiple times not to call the cops, like he didn't want his insurance getting ruined, so I felt bad for him. And he kept promising me he was gonna pay me, and then he would just like not answer the phone or like not reply to text. And I was like, dude, like come on. I'm just so nice. I never got like police involved, but like he never paid me back, so you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so like don't trust people. Like if someone hits your car, don't feel bad for them, like it's their fault. Like get the cops involved. Like he never paid me back, like literally still, like he sucks, man. But yeah, so I feel like, I don't know, I don't think these stories are that interesting, but I really like telling them, and I miss filming and posting videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more. I want to film an F-boy story time, and I want to film like crazy teacher story times from like when I was in high school and just like stuff like that. So let me know if that's something that you'd want to see. If you want to see more of my content, you can follow me on TikTok. I post almost every day there. And then I have Snapchat and Instagram too. I just like hit myself, I don't know. Yeah, so you're more than welcome to follow me on there. I strongly suggest it. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you later.